who dot, and I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. But then that pops up in the freaking search
The
results. I'm like, what?
Yep, I do that a lot too. But like, mine's mostly porn sites.
You delete all that porn, yes. And yes, we are in fact live.
Yep, I'm just like, you know what? That's a good way to start off this podcast.
Just talking about me deleting things in my internet history on Firefox and mistyping things.
Yep. Well,
Sure.
starting with the porn talk, but I mean that works too.
Yeah, sure.
Yep.
I mean, I'm sure plenty of people want to listen to porn talk.
I mean, there's only one way to start this podcast, Grim. And God, so all right, I just bumped my microphone. I was like on NeoGAF too. People were talking, and it was just like, man, like there was a hentai thread just discussing like the various genres of hentai, and just like the amount of people who are into vanilla, and then it's just like everyone else. We're all just like, okay, like, really.
Fetishes.
Yeah, like vanilla is just so boring. I guess that's why it's vanilla. And that it makes sense that it's one of the most common things, but it's just like, really?
Yeah, we are talking about the genres of hentai now.
Yeah, I just, man, so one of my favorite genres is NTR, which is Nitorare, or No True Romance, which is basically whenever it's typically a girl cheating on a guy, and sometimes the guy will find out about it. And like, it's pretty great if you imagine yourself as the guy that she's cheating with.
That's your fetish, along with many others.
Yeah, I was gonna say one of many, Grim.
Yes, I mean, I know you well enough now to know that sort of thing.
Like, that's one of my more tame fetishes. I actually consider NTR to be pretty vanilla. I'm just like, well, yeah, it's just regular sex. I mean, yeah. So, but everyone listening at home is just like, the fuck is going on?
No, if anyone's listening at home and you've listened to previous ones before, you know exactly what's happening.
Yep, so it's going to be like the Surprise Minotaur podcast. This is Jim's Moe Minute, mostly because like there's so much just like niche game news, like niche Moe waifu game news that pretty much only I care about.
I am just here for the ride.
Yes, I brought Grim along at gunpoint.
Yes, I'm perfectly fine. I'm just reading from yeah.
Oh God, I found out I'm not the only one who can't pronounce your name properly.
Oh?
I was listening to a different podcast, and there's another guy, and his name's also Grim, but it's not Grim. But the other American on the podcast, he's like, no, just call him Graham. because
that's an old one. Jesus Christ.
it's because we cannot pronounce your name at all.
I swear some people should do that on purpose. It's just sort of like, oh yeah, Graham. I'm like, I'm gonna cut you.
I've tried so many times, and I'm just like, that's either Graham or Grim. That's there is no in between.
I mean, there's been plenty of people who can't see or spell their name. I don't get what some of it. I've seen so many different spellings of my name that it's insane. For those who don't know, my name is actually Graham, but it's spelled Graeme. So it's the unique Scottish spelling essentially, and people always get it wrong. I've seen like Greme, Grame. I've seen all sorts. It's just silly.
Yep, and that's why I just call you Grim. It's easier.
That's seeing it how you. A lot of people just spell it how they see it. I think.
Yep, and it's just Grim. That's it. Problem solved.
Yeah. Oh, another thing. We probably won't be able to get Kuku on for a while longer because of his problems have kind of got worse again, and he can't really make it. So he apologizes in advance. Well, not in advance, I'm saying it right now, but yes, he apologizes. He can't be here, and he's sorry he can't take part.
Yep. He actually probably would be on this podcast, and he would just be shaking his head, going, why? Especially if he saw the agenda. I could just imagine his reaction. It would be fantastic.
He would shake his head, ask why, get up, and then walk out the room.
Yep, pretty much. Like, okay, I'm done with this podcast, and just leave.
Either that or he'd add a lot of other stuff. And probably talk about Pokemon, and I'll be like, nah! Because I still don't have it yet.
Oh my god, it's still not out there yet, right?
No, it's out there.
Oh shit.
It came out Wednesday.
When did it come out here then? Friday? Last Friday?
Yep.
I don't know.
It came out 19th, I think, over the 18th.
Oh Jesus, it's been out for a while here. I've heard people talking about it. I'm just like, eh.
I've whinged on another podcast about this, so I'm not going to rant again. But I'm not happy with Nintendo because of that. It doesn't even make sense. It's like, so the idea is they come out on Tuesday or Monday in America, they come out Friday in Europe and England. But then now it's like, no, it's coming out Wednesday on Europe and England and friggin' Friday in America. Like, what?
Yep. Fucking yep.
I heard somewhere like somebody was talking about how, I think I whinged about this on the podcast. It's like, oh yeah, it's just punishing you for breaking the release date last time, and I'm like, yeah, except that incentivizes breaking the release date because it's fucking stupid.
Yep. It's punishment for your entire region because of Brexit, and now America's never going to get another game again as punishment for Trump, and that's it. That's why they keep delaying Zelda, and that's why the Switch isn't actually ever going to come out in America. They're like, no, you know what? You fucked up. That's it. No more toys for you.
You messed up, you idiots! I'm going to take your toys from you. Like, no, not my toy.
So, you'll have another chance in 2020.
Have another choice. You get another chance when you get rid of that guy.
Yep. God. Jiminy Christmas.
It is Eddie Christmas. I mean, what?
Oh my God, it is. Don't remind me. I hate Christmas.
I like Christmas. What are you doing? Do you like spending money from everyone else?
I don't, though. God, Christmas to me used to be, and this is just because I'm a depressing, sad individual, but every year for Christmas, well, until I was in my 20s, it's like we'd go to my grandma's house, and she usually cooks food and bakes cookies, or we'd go to my aunt's house, and she would cook food or bake cookies, and we would just, do whatever, just hang out and do a family thing. Yeah. And then my grandma passed away, and then my grandpa passed away, and then my aunt passed away. I'm just like, no!
It's all gone.
And now my dad's starting to do this stuff, and I'm just like, no! He's next in line. I'm just like, oh, well, you know what? Fuck everything.
Why are you gotta make it so depressing? Damn you.
Exactly. Christmas is actually the worst holiday because Christmas kills families. You know what has never killed anyone in my family? Halloween.
Well, actually, there was a Claire incident a little while.
We don't talk about that, Graham.
I don't think I actually ever killed anyone, though.
No, I don't know. It's just, I hate how they start selling Christmas stuff in fucking July here in America.
They get ready for Christmas in July.
Yes, I'm not even joking. They pretty much have the trees and ornaments in their own section in Walmart year round.
Huh. All right.
And I'm just like, no, you bastards! Especially in October. I'm like, this is my month, you motherfucker.
Get your damn seasons right.
Pretty much. I took a picture. I think I put it on Twitter. I was like, you sons of bitches. It was October 2nd, and there was a Santa inflatable sitting somewhere. I was violently angry.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah. Well, Grim, do you have anything of note you really want to talk about before we dive into the Moe?
Well, my brother just came out and talked to me about Dead Rising 4, which is depressing. It's even more depressing than the first game story. Whoa! God. It's just basically Dead Rising 4 is turning out to not be Dead Rising, period. It's like,
Yeah.
we looked at the data and we decided that we should take out time limits, change Frank entirely. What else was there? No, take out psychopaths. There's no more boss fights. Just random dudes with mooks surrounding them. Change the entirety of Willamette. It's like, oh my fucking god, really?
Wait. So what's left? Is it basically just a Muso game now?
It's a Musa game with story, essentially, in zombies.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even
In combo weapons, they kept the combo weapons. They took out the combo juice, though.
so
You can't blend food items in the thing. In fact, you can't even pick up food items into your inventory. It's got a special own inventory. They press one button to eat it.
so yeah. Okay.
Like, that is just depressing and pisses me off because I enjoyed the hell out of 1 and 2. I enjoyed the spin-offs to 2. I enjoyed, to an extent, Dead Rising 3. There was aspects I didn't like about it. It had flaws. It wasn't a bad game. It was still fun. And it was still Dead Rising. This is not Dead Rising anymore. This is something else. This is some amalgamation.
So Capcom is getting into zombie Muso games. That's so weird.
Do you want to know who the creative director for this is?
Who?
He's the guy who works on Kinect games.
That explains
He
a
created
lot.
Kinect Joyride.
Well, yeah,
I don't remember his name.
that explains a lot, actually.
Apparently, the other guy who's helping with it is a guy who did who was with Relic. He did the World at War series, I think. Which I'm like, oh yeah, fair enough. Other guy though, what?
Yep. So basically, they're saying, you know what? Dead Rising was a good game, but let's casualize the fuck out of it. Let's take about everything that everyone liked about Dead Rising. God, this would be like losing your souls and shit on Death in Dark Souls. It's like, no, you know what, guys? We're gonna let you just carry unlimited healing items. Pause menu for healing. We did the data. You can save anywhere. Campfires are just to refill your healing or fast travel. You can pause the game now. There's a difficulty selector.
So it's kind of taking it to extreme because, to be honest, it sounds like there's no challenge in Dead Rising anymore. The original game was, I mean, yes, people say, oh yeah, it's super stressful, it's super like time focused. But the thing about it is that you can keep replaying the game. It incentivizes replayability. But apparently, what the guy was like, oh yeah, according to our data, people didn't want to replay the game because they felt bad a survivor died or they missed one scoop. And it's like, the point is that you go back and you replay the game again because it's literally 3 games. The game is set. It has a set time. You can finish, you always finish the game in the same amount of time because that's just how it works. Like, if you run out of time on a scoop, well, great, you just wait for the 3 days to finish or you just reset. Like, you keep everything. But this time around, there is no time limit. There is no thing. We don't even know if the day and night cycles are a thing anymore. Because there might just be you go through a story cutscene, now it's night. Zombies don't get stronger at night anymore. They don't go ragey. They just stay normal. It's like... this just isn't Rising. It's not the game anymore.
Yeah, so it's a Muso game. That's what you're telling me. That's exactly what I'm hearing.
Pretty much. It's a Muso game with special NPCs who have mooks surrounding them every now and then.
Well, that's what, like Hyrule Warriors. Like, there's been some Muso games like that.
Well, not to the same idea, I don't think. It's just like, well, yes, you have the sergeants, you have the special enemies every now and then, you have the same dudes, but normally it's just floods of regular dudes that you just cut down in mass. And they have, like, usual special, like, different... It's the same idea, different execution.
Yeah, so that's really dumb.
Yeah, that was just depressing, and yeah, it's just, I don't know anymore. Part of me wants to get it just so I can rip it apart. But that's just like, but then I'm giving the money for this.
Yeah. So breaking news, middle of the podcast, since we are recording this on Sunday before Cyber Monday. I'm thinking about getting Dishonored 2 for PS4 and Dragon Quest Heroes. Right now my total is $44.98. Should I jump on this?
Go for it.
I'm thinking about it. I've been like going back and forth on this in my head. And I'm like, I'm getting XCOM for sure. XCOM for sure. I know no one really wants to hear about what I'm buying, but
Well, I mean, it's the same idea as us talking about what we're playing. You know, we can kind of go off of this.
yeah, like I don't know if I'm getting. Okay, so this is actually relevant to the podcast. I'm kind of glad Kenny's not here. I am not getting Final Fantasy 15 day one anymore. I'm gonna. I know, like, so I'm really glad he's not on the podcast. I know all of the story spoilers for the game, which doesn't bother me because I mean, look, I fucking love Final Fantasy 13. Okay, like Lightning Returns is my favorite game, but fucking that story is really dumb. Like it's really dumb.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't go like, okay, do you want to know the whole story of Final Fantasy 13? It's man.
Spoiler ratings expectinos.
Well, it's not even that. Like, I watched the trailer for it, and basically, it's like, oh no, the world's going to hell. Oh no, the world went to hell. Oh no, the world's gonna end. And that's, that's the 13 trilogy.
Pretty much, yeah, yeah. That's exactly it.
And it's just like, yeah, so everything you did in the previous two games means fuck all because the world's still ending anyways. So,
yeah, and then you fight,
yep.
Oh, fucking damn it.
Yeah, you go kill God because the game is secretly like in Lightning Returns. You find out it's actually secretly Valkyria or a Valkyrie profile because you have Yggdrasil in Ragnarok, and you're going and saving souls to take to the new world. Which that's Valkyrie profile, motherfuckers. So, God, it's too bad Tri-Ace dropped the ball with Star Ocean 5. I really love Tri-Ace, but god damn it. So, I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I'm staring at these games right now because I really want Dragon Quest Heroes. Like, since we're talking about Muso games, you made me go look at it. And I'm like, man, $35 for Dishonored 2. Like, especially if I'm not getting Final Fantasy 15. I'm going to wait and see. I have heard that the combat, like I played the demo, and I'm like, this is pretty good. The demo kicked my ass a few times. It's pretty fun. But it's mostly just mashing one button. Like you just keep mashing circle because there's only one button for attack. And I'm like, okay, whatever. But I've heard that in the full game, it doesn't really get much deeper than that, even with different weapons. And I'm just kind of like, are you sure?
Well, imagine it's more down to execution than anything else.
Yeah.
Same button combos, but you can still, do wacky and crazy stuff with it. There'll be a lot of strategy going into playing in the high difficulties.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. That you hold circle during every fight, and then whenever they start attacking you, you just hold square. I'm just kind of like, is that really all there is to it? And some people are saying, no, the combat's great, everything is great. And some people are like, no, it doesn't really get much better. So I'm just kind of like, okay, so what's the truth? What's really, really real?
Right. Honestly, I have to say that from the sounds of things, some people have found the easy way to play the game, but then I don't know if that'll work in other areas. It's like, oh yeah, it doesn't get any better, but how far in are you?
Yeah, pretty much. I think I get paid Friday anyways. Yeah, actually I do. Holy shit. Yeah, I get paid Friday, so actually,
Maybe then.
yeah, because I just bought XCOM 2 as well, and like I'm probably going to be playing that. So, well, that and yeah, I guess I'll just bite the bullet and get Dishonored 2 as well. God, everyone keeps talking about Dishonored 2, and they keep talking about how cool it is and all the cool shit they're doing, and I'm just like, oh, you motherfuckers! I'm trying to wait and buy it on sale. Oh, you're killing me! Like $35. Oh, I don't want to spend $35, but so. Yeah, I guess I'll check a few Black Friday threads while we're doing the podcast, even though this is my podcast and it's supposed to be Moe-centric. So,
well, I guess I could talk about what I was playing, what you've been playing, and whatever else, whatnot. But I don't think we'd ever get started on the Moe Minute if that was the case. So, it's like really. By the way, this is not a minute. This is a podcast. But
no, it's a minute. It's a Moe Minute, Grim.
Oh, a Moe Minute's the entire podcast, 2 hours then. All right.
Yeah, exactly. Everything becomes slow motion because the kawaii just overwhelms your senses. Okay.
In the background, there's just secretly a gigantic Moe face staring into your soul.
Exactly. You know, you look up and you see the giant moon about to crash into the earth, and it says Moe Minute, 60 seconds remain, and it's actually just an anime girl's face.
You're like, oh no, fuck off.
Oh my god. That'd be fantastic, actually. I did want to say I platinumed at Atelier Sophie. Atelier. I'm gonna say Atelier. They fucking they pronounce it so many different ways
Atelier.
during Atelier, even though it's supposed to be pronounced Atelier, but they were saying Atelier.
Atelier.
Yep. So Atelier.
I told her.
Yep. Oh, so I was talking about a surprise Moetar, right? And one of the first searches that came up was surprise mortar, and I'm like, ah. Yep. I'm like, that'd be a good podcast too. So, yep. So yeah, I platinumed Atelier Sophie, which is my first platinum. Well, except for The Walking Dead.
Huh, interesting.
Yep. And man, that fucking game is so good. I am so excited for Atelier Furus, which is getting a Steam release. Yep.
Well, PC people get on it, I guess.
God, I'm so excited. I went, ah! I can't do it because Chloe's asleep right now, so I can't do my actual obnoxious yell. But whenever I first heard this news, I was at work and I made that.
No, just go all out. Do it.
No, she will wake up.
Wake the world up.
The world will come in. No, Graham, there's 60 seconds remain. The Moe moon is going to crash into the earth. There's not time for my bullshit.
Well, no, just yell it back. Because the sound shockwave from your voice will light by, and everyone's like, "What are you doing? I'm trying to see." I was getting the Moe moon back. I was pushing it back. What?
But yeah. Oh my god, I'm so fucking excited. Okay, people have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. Like, what's Atelier Furus, Jim? Why are you talking about this game? What's Ayesha? What's all these games? Okay, there are 3 trilogies. There's the Arlen trilogy, which is Atelier Verona, Toturi, and Maruru. And that's 3 games in their own separate universe. Then there's the Dusk trilogy, which is Ayesha, Eska and Laji, and Shali. And in January, we're finally getting Shali Plus, which is basically a remake of the 3rd game in the Dusk trilogy. And that's coming to Vita, and that's coming in January. And so, separate from all of this, they started their 3rd trilogy, which is the Mysterious Book trilogy. And that is, it starts with Atelier Sophie, which that's the game I just finished. I platinumed. And now we're getting the 2nd game in that trilogy, which is Furus, which is coming sometime early 2017, before summer. But oh my god, I'm so excited. We're getting a Steam port, which is huge news because Gust hasn't ported any of their games to Steam yet. And I have been asking Koei Tecmo on Twitter almost every day. I've been emailing them like, when are we getting the Atelier games on Steam? Motherfuckers, I need these games preserved on the PC for eternity. These games are too good to let them die on the consoles. Give them to me now. And that's what it's like, yeah, but that's what it is too. It's like a preservation thing. Like, I have Lightning Returns on my PS3, and if it wasn't on Steam, I would have to go find my PS3 every time I want to play that game. But since it's on Steam, it's like, oh, it's always here. You can always play it. I'm just like, yes. So really excited about that. I'm probably going to double dip and get it on PS4 and on Steam. If it doesn't come at the same time, I might actually not buy it day one just to see if the Steam port's any good. And if it's like, no, the Steam port's kind of shitty, I'll be like, all right, I'm getting it on PS4. Hell yeah. So, total hypocrite. But eventually I'll get it on Steam as well.
Well, I will say, there is one thing I'm thinking about this, because you say that it's a trilogy, right? So this is the 2nd game in a trilogy. When will Sophie be ported? Because if it's a case of like a consistent story, then people are going to miss out on things in Sophie.
So I don't know if they're treating Sophie as the start of a trilogy. or if it's just world building, and if Furious is going to be the start of a trilogy, because they haven't actually labeled the trilogy yet. But you aren't missing anything if you skip Sophie. Like, Sophie's a really good game, but not much really happens in terms of world building. Like, no actual story. Like, the whole story is you're trying to become a better alchemist. Oh, here's this crazy book. Look at all these crazy adventures, and like it builds up the characters, and you'll see Sophie and you'll see Plakta and Furious, and Plakta might be like important in Furious because of what she is, but I'm not going to talk about that because that's spoilers in case someone, like, Sophie's a brand new game. It came out this year. So, but like there is no, like, in the Dusk trilogy, there's actual like pretty massive like story related things. Like, if you don't know who Aisha is and you don't understand her relevance in the Dusk trilogy, like, you can go into Eska and Laji and you'll be like, okay, there's these ruins everywhere. Okay, like, these people are hunting this mysterious man, and who is this girl's sister, and da da da. And it's like setting up more and more story because in Aisha, and of course I can't spoil that stuff, blah blah blah. But Sophie does not have that much of it. It's more just, it's a good game. It's good world building for the new trilogy they're setting up. It's not a necessity. Like, it's almost like a spin-off game. And I'm sure people will disagree with me too, you know, all two of our listeners. Like, no, Tim, you're wrong.
It is required. We need it over now.
Pretty much. Oh my god. So, oh my god, what did I just see? Oh, well, nope. Yep. Okay. Close that. And close that. Don't ask.
What are you closing?
Porn tabs.
Oh. I should have guessed. I did.
It was this cosplayer I follow. She's making the Gaio face. And I'm just like, I'm like, okay, goodbye. I closed it. God, we've got so much Four Goddesses Online news, which is the new Neptunia game. Like, it makes my head hurt how much news came out about this fucking game. Like, there's a bunch of pre-order costumes that we're getting. Like, the most recent news is that the goddesses won't be transforming in the game because they're trapped in the MMO. Not even trapped in it, but they're inside the MMO, and so they aren't going to have their transformations. So their transformations are going to be NPCs, which actually makes sense because in the world of Neptunia, nobody actually knows the goddesses' true identities. Like, people know who Neptune is, and like in some of the games they know, but like Neptune is not Purple Heart in their eyes, really. And so that's why Purple Heart has her own NPC instead of being a character in the game. It's weird. It's cool. It's like really, really cool. The game is based on the Four Goddesses. Plutia is returning, which is so fucking good.
Well, here we go then.
Yep, Plutia is my favorite character in the Neptunia games. Oh god, it's just a constant competition between her and Big Nep of who's my favorite, and just.
All right, I was going to say there's a little bit of inconsistency there because the last time I said, "Oh, I see why you love her so much," and you're like, "Actually, she's my second too." I was like, "What?"
Yep. It's a internal struggle constantly. Who do I love more? Who is secretly best waifu? And I don't understand how I can choose. This is too cruel. Why can't they both?
With Sadie, or do you go with Big Nep?
Exactly. Oh, that's right. I forgot you were playing Rebirth 3. Holy shit.
Well, I played through once, finished it, and now I'm playing through again to try and get the best ending. So
yep, it makes a difference.
I'm just sort of, it keeps getting put on hold because lots of shit keeps happening. So
yeah, and that's another reason why we haven't been doing the podcast as regularly, because so much shit just keeps happening in our lives.
Yeah.
Man, so that's like the biggest news. We've got a lot of gameplay related stuff. Like it's an action RPG. Tamsoft is handling it. They're the ones who made Hyperdimension Neptunia, U, Action Unleashed, and Megatech Dimension Blonde versus Zombies. And I have to say, those games are not very good. Like, being honest here, those two spin-off games are just not very fun at all. I have both of them. Like, I even have the collector's edition of Megatech Dimension Blonde. But, like, they're Muso games, but you barely have any moves. And there's, like, not enough enemies on screen, and the maps are really small. And it's just... They're just bad Muso games, which hurts me to say because I love Neptunia so much. But I'm just like, yeah, they're not that great. A lot of people like them, but Four Goddesses Online looks so much better because it looks like they're treating it more like an actual RPG. So instead of saying, here's 50 enemies, just keep mashing square and triangle until you kill them all. It's like, oh, this is actual RPG, you know, kill these enemies closer to like a Star Ocean or Sinrin Kagura or something, which is good. Open world, you're traveling through the world, you're ticking on bosses, you're doing MMO style quests, and like the good stuff. So I'm pretty excited about that. Dynasty Warriors Godseekers is coming to the West, which also has waifus in it. Bam. Yep.
Yes, always the waifus.
Yep. It's basically like a tactical Dynasty Warriors game. Like you're more so doing the strategy, conquering nations type thing on Overmap. I was watching some videos of it. I threw this in there so you could have something to contribute, Grim, because I know you were interested in this too.
What, the Dynasty Warriors Godseekers? Oh, is that from when Kenny sent it? Hugo sent it over.
Yeah.
I'm looking it up because I'm trying to remember.
Yep.
I remember I was playing with Kupo on Xenoverse 2, and he was saying aloud, "Oh yeah, this is interesting. It's sort of like a strategy-based Dynasty Warriors." I'm like, what?
Yeah, and like the combat is an actual Muso style game, which is fucking fantastic.
It's very interesting. Yeah, they did something similar to this in past Dynasty Warriors games, where they had like the overworld map thing, and you kind of like traveled around and doing things. I don't think ever to this extent to the true strategy game though, so that should be interesting to see.
Yep, and also it's got waifus in it, Graham.
Those historical waifus.
Yep, historical waifus. You know, just like, you know, and whenever they would summon dragons and giant spirits, or whenever the single leaders would take on millions of soldiers by themselves and just kill them all in single blows. I mean,
absolutely, that's exactly what happened.
That's a one-to-one historical representation of what actually happened.
Just to note that I was actually talking about there is the fact that they are in fact figures from history, even if they are being like made to single-handedly wipe out, cause genocides essentially by themselves with a sword. But you know,
no, that's actually accurate. That is actually that's how they became leaders, Grim. Okay.
Yeah.
That's why
they just slaughter people en masse.
Yeah, it worked for Genghis Khan.
Yeah.
Yep. It wouldn't be a podcast if I didn't make a terrible joke, Grim.
Yep.
God.
What are you talking about? We do it constantly.
Yeah, exactly. My body hurts. So that looks exciting.
The body hurts? Wait, what?
You know what? I was watching a trailer for Fate Extella. Just, it's better if you don't ask.
Okay, I'm going to ask.
So I was contorting myself due to the excitement of what I'm watching. Yep. God, I cannot fucking wait for this game. When is it gonna come out and fucking... oh God, loud music.
Wait, what?
I don't know if the microphone picked it up, but...
I heard something. I didn't hear much.
Yeah, that was me watching a trailer for Fate Extella. The English trailer out.
You're rather excited, are you?
God, yes. Like, it's so good. just like waifu Dynasty Warriors. I
Waifu
mean,
Dynasty Warriors.
yep. I mean, that's what it is. God, I'm even more excited for fucking Muso Stars. Oh, it's gonna be so good. It's got characters from the Atelier series, Grim, or Atelier. It
Yes,
has
yes, it
Sophie
does.
and Plukta in it. Oh, it's gonna be so good. Ugh, my fucking boner for this game is so hard right now. I could penetrate diamonds. Ugh.
Oh God, I think you want to calm it down there. You even knocking things over this. Jesus.
I'm sorry to all the listeners that had to hear my hardcore rage, or not rage boner, hype boner. It's a raging hype boner.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yo, your bonus angry, but you're excited.
Yes, exactly. That's how it works. That is how the human body works.
Absolutely. I mean, dicks totally have emotion.
Exactly. So, yeah, I put down a few things. I just got tired of writing things in the agenda, and I'm like, fuck it, let's just wing it.
Yeah, but there's not much there.
Yeah, Gust is making Gust for the people who make the Atelier series. They make the Valkyrie Drive game. No, not Valkyrie Drive. They made that one lesbian game. Not Valkyrie Drive.
I was at the one where they turn your waifu into a weapon.
No, that's Valkyrie Drive. That's
Oh, right.
that was made by Sinner Kagura devs. This is God, I cannot remember the name of it now. But it's that game that Kenny was playing with the two girls. Well, whatever. Someone will know. But yeah, Gus are the people who make those kinds of games. The art style is always fucking beautiful, and like this is a magical girl game. It's a game I've been hyped for a while before I knew what it was actually called. I think it was just like a concept for a while. But Blue Reflections, we got a bunch of trailers for it. It's coming out in Japan soon. It's a magical girls game RPG. It's kind of like it looks kind of budget, like Oni-chan Bara.
Hmm.
If you're familiar with that game.
Sort of. I remember it. Sort of.
Bikini Samurai Slayer.
Ah,
Zombie.
it's the one with the cowboy hat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, see, you know it. And like people at home are like, yeah, of course Jim would talk about that game. Of course Jim would bring up that game. Like motherfuckers, you came to the Moe Minute. You're gonna get some fucking in-depth waifu material games.
Yes.
Like Sudeki, the original waifu game. Actually, that's not the original waifu game at all. But the game was so good. Oh, I can't talk. Like, just no one understands how good Sudeki is.
I don't think anyone understands you at the moment. I mean, what?
Yeah, I don't think anyone understands me. Period.
Does anyone understand anybody though?
I understand everyone.
Or do you though?
I like to think so. That's what I tell myself. I'm like, no, I don't need human interaction. I understand everything completely. So I'm hopping through Silicon Era looking for more news. Like there was more, but some of it I'm just like, I don't really want to talk about this anymore. Like, but God, how long have we been doing the podcast for? About an hour?
We've half an hour, I think, just about.
Yeah, that's not too bad. Like this was always going to be like a shorter podcast just to talk about like this is the kind of news I don't want to bog down the main podcast with. Like I know people that listen to us will want to hear more niche gaming news, but like whenever something only really I can comment on, there's no reason to just bog down the main podcast with it. And also we need an excuse to have another podcast out.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's been too long since the last one.
It's only been like 3 or 4 weeks. And we put out
Exactly.
2. We put out 2 in 1 week. So, you know what? Fuck everybody.
I mean, we were doing that to make up for the last time when we missed another one.
No, Graham. Fuck everybody. That's what I'm saying. It's... yep.
fuck everyone, fuck you, fuck him, fuck that guy.
Yep. Can you tell I haven't slept yet?
Kinda.
My
I'm
inco-
actually kind of tired here myself, to be honest with you.
Yep, my
But that might be
incoherent.
because I've been looking at documentation.
Knights of Azure, that's what the game was called.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, but yes, my incoherent rambling, and you're too tired to stop it. I could have sworn there was more Moe news, but maybe I'm just imagining things. And also, I talked about some of it on last week's podcast.
I mean, there is quite a bit of movie news there. There's not much, but there's quite a bit, you know?
Yep. Also, Knights of Azure 2, some of the characters from the first game are returning in the new game, which is pretty fucking amazing. And I was talking about Fate Extella earlier. Apparently, it's selling incredibly well in Japan.
See.
Yep, holy shit. It almost has 100K sales on PS4 alone for its opening week, which... Okay, so a lot of people are going to be like, what? Only 100K sales? And I'm like, okay, look, motherfuckers, y'all don't understand.
It's a niche game.
Yeah, exactly.
It's niche. That's the word.
Yep, and that's why... Oh, damn. I'm looking at its weekly sales. Oh, damn. So the PS4 version... No, the PS Vita version sold 73K. And
What?
The PS4 version sold 67K. And this is the same week.
There's more... Wait. I'm sorry, have you been buying 72,000 copies of the game?
I mean, I'm not going to deny that. That's why I've been buying as many games lately. I'm trying to pay off this credit card debt I ran up, but...
You know, for 72,000 copies of Base of Azure 2. Oh, jeez.
But, I mean... So let's do some basic math. That's 140K copies. That's fucking insane for a niche game. God damn. Like, for people to understand, like, most of these games will be considered like a success, like around 50K copies or something like that. So anything over is just like, holy shit. So they basically tripled what they were expecting. And that's why... Yeah, and it's just always funny that people are like, oh man, this game only sold like 600K copies. It was a flop. And I'm like, motherfucker, the developer only intended to sell 10,000, so I'm pretty sure he's just shitting his pants with joy right now. Like, for real. We can talk about the Switch stuff real quick.
Okay.
You're like, what Switch stuff?
I don't know.
Xenoblade Chronicles X is getting a port. Yeah. And
that's good.
Zelda got delayed. It's like I was talking to Ken, and he's like, Kenpaichi, that's his name.
Kenpaichi.
Yep, I probably pronounced that wrong. I can't pronounce foreign names. Damn it, Grim.
Can you type it out?
No, I don't know how to spell it.
Oh. We told him Kenny in his chat, so...
Yeah, well, that's what his nickname is now, because I keep saying Kenny, then I want to say Kupo, so the middle ground is Kinpo, and then I thought Kenpaichi, so...
Kenpaichi.
Yep. Fighting game. I'm pretty sure that's what he's from. So, he said that Nintendo never had a release date for Zelda, so they didn't technically delay it. And I'm like, oh, good point. But you know what? He was wrong, because they did say it was going to be 2016. And it wasn't. So it was delayed. So fuck you, Nintendo.
Oh, well.
Yep, even though like it's supposed to be March with the Switch launch. And now rumor says it probably won't be until April or June, which is a huge bummer.
Yeah. Oh, well, though.
Like, we know why, though. It's because they're having issues with translation, which it can't be helped. Who knew making a massive open world game, there'd be a lot of text to translate?
Oh, there's not enough text to translate in a totally open world game that has potentially so many villages.
Yep, and they're all mine. My hair.
Every single one.
Yep.
Oh, jeez.
Millions of secret harems. Yep.
See, they're just underground harems under the villagers. Every single
Yep.
one of them is just filled with moe anime girls.
Exactly. And then you look up and you see the moon, and it says 58 seconds remain.
Dawn of the last day.
Exactly. Ugh.
Also, I looked up Kenpaichi and I found Kenpachi, who's a character from Bleach.
Maybe that's what I was thinking of.
I don't know. I don't know how Kenny feels. Kubo feels about that, but I don't know. I don't because I don't watch Bleach, so I'm not entirely sure. But
He's
I
a
mean,
badass. He is a bona fide badass, so it's a good thing.
how do you know that?
I used to watch Bleach.
You watched Bleach?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Dude, I used to, like, if it came on Cartoon Network, assume I watched it. Like, I watched so much anime because it was just on in the background when I was on the computer whenever I was a teenager.
Huh. All right
Like,
then.
I've seen most of Rave Master. I've seen, shit, what was that one? There was one that was fairly recent on Adult Swim, and it was about kids that were protecting the school from demons, and, like, they would draw, like, boxes in the air to trap demons and obliterate them, but I can't remember the name of it.
No idea.
It was really fucking cool. But I guess I should probably end the podcast while I'm sitting here doing my shopping stuff. I'm just staring at this cart.
I think we're just sort of wandering off doing our own things now.
Yeah.
Because I stop paying attention every now and then just because I'm like, oh, I'm clicking around.
Yep. Like, I'm sitting here, 44.98 for Dishonored 2 and Dragon Quest Heroes, which is not bad at all. Like an RPG Muso game, that sounds pretty good right about now. And that will carry me through December because, like, even if I get Final Fantasy 15 and it's like 6,000 hours, I will do that in a week. Like, okay, fucking the Atelier series, like, I played through 2 trilogies and a game in a month. Like, 16 hours a day, every day, just nonstop going hard on it. Like, I probably put 50 hours per game in there, and just, like, everyone's like, holy shit, you need to slow down. Like, no, fuck you. I'm gonna go platinum all these games.
There's no brakes on this train.
Exactly. God. Try to put brakes on the Moe moon, and look what happens.
I know, it just makes some really weird noises and then speeds up.
It just keeps saying Sugoi as it speeds up.
No.
We're going to Helgrim. That's the only place left for us.
Well, we're not already in it.
Not yet. It can always get worse.
It can also get better.
No, it can't. It can only get worse.
No, we must be optimistic.
No.
The future attempts to be bright.
Yeah, well, good luck.
All I can see is a moon.
Exactly, and it's the most Moe moon I've ever seen. Yeah, I guess that'll do it for this week's Moe Minute. I apologize for this fucking train wreck of a podcast.
I mean, they always end up like this, so.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. It's always me apologizing while I'm sitting here staring at my GameStop. And it's GameStop because fuck Amazon Prime needed. It's like, oh, you want to buy this game on sale? Well, if you have Amazon Prime, it's on sale. If you don't, it's regular price. So I'm like, fuck you.
Hey, subscription, you're paying extra so that you can play less. Like, what?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't use Amazon enough. And the only reason I started buying physical games recently is because they're cheaper than digital, which is a whole thing. And I'm like, I used to be digital only until I'm like, well, this is stupid. I'm spending $60 on games that are dropping to $30 within a week. Why don't I just wait a week? And now that I'm waiting a week, it's like, oh, the digital is still $60. The physical is $30. This kind of fucks me over. So
I questioned for the longest time why I would even bother getting things from stores, from like online stores, when it's like, oh yeah, well, I see, this never changes. Like,
yeah, pretty much. It's great on day, like if you're buying games day one, like Final Fantasy 15. If I get it the first week, that's fine. But if I get it like 3 or 4 weeks from now, I might as well just get it physical, get it at retail because I'll get it cheaper. So
you're going to get physical, eh?
Yep. That's why I have Atelier Sophie. I need to get rid of my DS games. I'm sitting here, I have Children of Mana, Fire Emblem. Oh, what the fuck is that? Crush something 3D. Oh, Crush 3D. Valkyrie Profile, the 3DS one. Luminous Arc 2. Pokemon. And these are just empty cases. Like, I took the games out of the cases and put them in a sleeve, so...
You just got the boxes just lying around.
Yeah. That's typically what I do. But, yep, that's it for the podcast. Check out our YouTube, the Jagcast, Jagkast. Check us out on Twitter, at Jagcast. I don't remember anyone's Twitters right now. My brain's a pile of poop.
I mean, you've got Twitter at x.pistol.co.uk.
Yeah, whenever I make my website, that's going to be my email. I'm going to register .uk website just so I can get that email.
Yeah. All right, so I'll finish this off then. So I'll check out Jim's blog, rantandgamedude.blogspot.com. Our friend somebody's website, 336gamereviews.com. And I am at Twitter at Lord Shadowduck. Also, check out the YouTube channel, Jagcast. There hasn't been anything put up lately, so don't expect anything. But we do have quite a bit of content already there from both Kupu and myself, if you want to check any of that out.
Yep, it's really good stuff. You guys should check it out.
It's just a shame that neither of us have any time to really put into this anymore.
Yep.
We're having so many problems that they just... But yeah, it's there, and that's decent. Well, my stuff is meh, but
Yep, that's the exact right reaction to have. Just
it's just me. It's me.
Yep, everything's gonna be fine, Grim. We're doing great. But I'm ending the podcast now because I literally can't think anymore. So goodbye, everyone.
Bye.